Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I'm going to attempt to show you how to make this. Every time you make it or every time I make it, it's going to be a little bit different because there's no, I'm trying to put a yellow box and you can see some shadowing. Pretty easy to make. I would take a 2-point line and just start moving it, hold it down square, take the shape tool, lasso or select both the nodes and right click and turn them into a curve. And then you could take and move your nodes like that. And you kind of want a little bit of a whip there on the end. Now let's rotate this guy about like that. And we're going to Control D and make a duplicate and move it kind of over and up because I want the lines to cross. See, that one's not crossing. So I'm going to have to go a little bit of more of an angle, maybe downwardly. And as long as I get both lines across, I'm going to call that good. And now I can Control D, but I did too many movements. So let's erase that. Let's put this a little bit more of an angle. And let's go Control D and make a duplicate. While holding down the Control button, move it out and then move it up a little bit. Now I'm going to Control D again 5 times. I want 5 lines. Because I want to use, I don't have to use black and white. But now I need to delete these lines so I get a good clean line when I smart fill. You don't have to do the outside ones because I'm only going to fill in the inside. And the lines on the bottom aren't quite as long, so we can just delete them. Now what we're going to do is take a smart fill tool and fill in the, well, you know what I'm going to do? Because this is the way I like doing it. Control G to group. Because then I can get rid of my lines. So I'm going to take the smart fill and do every other line in black. And then I'm going to do every other line in white. The 2 middle ones. And then I can get rid of my lines. I'm not going to delete them. I'm going to move them over here. I'm going to Control G to group, Control D to duplicate, and I'm a little bit too much of an angle, so I'm going to angle it back down. Control D to duplicate, and then mirror it this way. That looks pretty good within itself, but you can just have it and you just need to watch, make sure you cover up, and we'll probably have to put it at more of an angle. So you could do this right here and then double click on the rotation and put the rotation on that node and then bring this end up because you don't want to be able to see those other lines. That didn't look half bad. I don't really like this sharpness, but it'll work. So now let's ungroup this and let's go ahead and bring in the yellow box. And then because this is ungrouped, I can take my white and it shows white right there. I'm going to get my interactive fill tool and I'm going to swipe up and change that. I'm going to make it look like it's going underneath there I didn't hit it, in a shadow. See how it looks, but that's too much. I just want a little bit of a shadow. You can bring that up. That looks pretty good. Now that we have that, we can go to the attribute eyedropper and take a sample of that and put it in there and they're identical. Kind of a cool graphic. And you could maybe play around with it more. Let's just play real quick. Control G to group. Even though it's not even, we can Control D to duplicate and mirror it this way. And you're going to have to play with the rotation, but if you put it like right there and change your rotation of that tip or that node, and then bring it up to this one. Of course, you'd want to make sure they match on both ends, and they do pretty close. That's an okay graphic. It's not anything particular. I like it really the way it was without that, just a ribbon effect. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.